This is a VjQ market analysis. Every foreign brand entering China arrives with a proven global digital marketing playbook. It assumes a standard set of tools to acquire customers. But in China, that playbook is entirely useless, and realizing this too late guarantees failure. The channels you rely on simply do not exist in a usable form. Google is inaccessible. Facebook and Instagram are blocked. Email open rates hover near zero because Chinese consumers never adopted it as a primary communication tool. This diagram illustrates the structural replacement cost. To build a baseline digital presence in China, foreign brands face a first-year cost of 1.5 to 3.5 million RMB. It operates as a mandatory toll to enter the market. This budget does not cover product adaptation. It does not retool your supply chain. It strictly pays for digital ecosystem localization, the right to become findable on the platforms Chinese consumers actually use. Chinese consumers interact with the digital economy almost exclusively through their mobile devices, operating entirely within closed digital ecosystems and ignoring outside web traffic. The entire digital infrastructure that a Western brand treats as a free or low-cost public utility is absent. It is replaced entirely by fragmented, expensive toll roads. What replaces the open web is a set of walled gardens: WeChat, Douyin, Xiaohongshu, and Tmall. None of them share customer data with each other, meaning each one requires its own account setup, its own content strategy, and its own isolated budget. This split-screen chart visualizes the media costs, starting with Douyin. Douyin's algorithms require constant volume to maintain visibility. We see cost per mil, or CPM, running between 25 and 80 RMB. To feed that algorithm, a single native short-form video costs between 5 and 25,000 RMB to produce. Xiaohongshu operates differently, acting as a search engine for product reviews. Looking at the right side of the chart, CPMs here are higher, ranging from 40 to 100 RMB. High-quality photographic posts cost 2 to 8,000 RMB each. Because each platform demands hyper-specific native formats, a single active campaign requires 8 to 16 custom pieces of content per month. The ongoing production costs compound rapidly. Many brands make the mistake of launching directly on a sales channel like Tmall first. Without funding this massive content discovery engine beforehand, you are simply paying rent to host an invisible, empty storefront. Consider VjQj, a European skincare brand with strong clinical positioning. Over 2 years, they burned through 240,000 euros in China, suffering a disastrous customer acquisition cost of 42 euros on an average basket of 58 euros. Their error was direct translation. They copied their Western marketing text word for word and paid large influencers, known as key opinion leaders, based purely on follower counts. The campaigns generated millions of views, but 0 orders. This chart tracks their recovery after a complete strategy pivot. They tore down the marketing fluff and rebuilt their product pages around verifiable clinical proof, ingredient tables, and side-by-side comparisons. By shifting budget from large influencers to smaller key opinion consumers, their acquisition costs dropped from 42 euros down to 19. This pivot to hard proof was necessary because domestic Chinese competitors have completely closed the quality gap. They use the same contract manufacturers, skip the import duties, and routinely beat foreign brands on both speed and price. Because domestic brands now offer comparable quality for less, Chinese consumers have become hyper-rational comparison shoppers. A foreign premium is acceptable only if the clinical or heritage proof is highly visible. The discovery landscape is also shifting. 499 million monthly users now research products by asking AI assistants like Daobao or DeepSeek for recommendations, bypassing traditional search boxes entirely. These models pull their answers from local sources. Foreign brands must publish structured, factual Chinese content across platforms like Baidu and Zhihu just to be cited. If you do not feed the models, you are invisible to them. The ultimate survival tactic is the private domain pivot. Brands must funnel expensive, scattered traffic from Douyin without paying any ongoing media costs. The private domain is the only structural mechanism that allows a brand to stop paying algorithmic rent and finally start owning its customer base. A standard counterargument says you can avoid these complexities by handing operations to lean, cross-border distributors. But distributors prioritize fast margins over long-term brand building and will drop a product the moment a better margin appears. The reality remains. The cost of building on China's unique digital platforms is structural, and it is constantly rising, and it is strictly unavoidable for any foreign brand serious about the market. Digital ecosystem localization is the single highest ROI investment a foreign brand can make, because every other localization effort, your packaging, your pricing, your product adaptation, is worthless if the consumer cannot find you.